Hey guys, I am back. I just recorded one video for you guys on my paranormal experiences. Still got the baby. While he's being a good boy, I will get into some other experiences I've had. But you won't see this the same day as I post the other one. It will probably be a few days after you'll see this one. But if you haven't watched it, go check it out. I'll leave a link somewhere in this video so you can see it. But anyway, so another experience. I remember we lived in an A-frame home in my city. It was crazy. And I remember this is one of those times like I thought I was haunted because everywhere I went, I always had activity. And I think it was because of me being depressed and stuff. I think certain entities and spirits were feeding off of that. But in this home, there wasn't too much. I was able to talk to the spirit. Nothing really major. It did move my purse up and down a few times, which was crazy, and it kind of freaked me out because I think I got the sense of it not being a good spirit. So, yeah, on that one. Yeah. Say hi, everybody. Say hello. So that's another experience. Nothing major. You dropped your toy, Mr. Man. I'm trying to think, because I've had a few, so I'm trying to, like, go in order. One of the other times is, I don't know if this has ever happened to anyone. This was in my teen years, but I remember being at, like, a party at my friend's house. It was at night, they had a huge yard, and we were just hanging out and stuff, and I don't know, have you ever just got that sense, like, you can almost see, not through the fog, but, like, see in front of you, like, I could just picture in my mind's eye and kind of visually see it, like, just all these ghosts, like, in front of me, just staring at me. I know it sounds creepy. I've also done it another time where I've got that sense a few times. And, it just makes me wonder, if there's no spirit world, if they're here on another plane right in front of us, taking up our own space as well, helping that whole energy out and stuff like that. Let me know if you ever think like that. Because, I don't believe there's like a heaven or a hell due to my religion. I just think that as spirits, they're just on this plane, and so many of us that are lucky enough we can see them in this plane, and everywhere you turn there's one. It's I don't know, it's hard to explain. If you felt like that, let me know in the comments, because I was just thinking about something the other day, and I'm just like, I wonder if, because a lot of people have past lives. And I believe a lot in reincarnation. And I'm just like, I wonder if we have our human life span. Then we have a span in our spiritual life, like ghost life, afterlife, And then I wonder if once our time is over and that from a certain amount of time that we get reincarnated into another human. We come back. And that's maybe why some of us can't remember our past lives. Like, it's like a cycle. And, I thought that idea was very intriguing. And I wonder if anyone else has ever thought about that. What are your thoughts on the afterlife? What are your thoughts of heaven and hell? Do you think we go to, like, a land or a place, once we pass, or are we just kind of here still? Because I know there's a lot of people that say, well, this person hasn't crossed over, and I wonder, if our lives in spiritual the spiritual plane I think that there could be. I wonder if, you know, for us being a spirit, we actually see it as being longer, faster than here on Earth. You know, a year seems like a lot. You know, being here 60, 70, 80 years would be a lot, but I wonder if it's like that in a spiritual sense, you know, when we pass away, but it just like gets crunched in a shorter time, but it feels like longer for us, and then we come back. Because, you know, sometimes people are like, oh yes, I know my son's still around, my daughter, my grandma, my grandpa, my father, my mother, you know, my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, you know, things like that. And sometimes they don't seem to stay for very long, and you wonder if, you know, in their world, their time is up once they cross over, and then they go back into being another soul for another human. If that makes sense. I know this video kind of got off topic because I was talking about my paranormal, but I thought it would be a great thing to discuss with other like-minded people and what you think happens. But anyway, we'll get past that and we'll go back to the story of my experiences. But the reason I said that to begin with is because I've had it happen more than once. And, you know, I've messed with the Ouija board or spirit boards, and never again. I'd done it quite a lot during my teenage years, and let me tell you, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Plain and simple. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to bless it correctly, if you don't know how to get these spirits to exit and go back to where they came from, do not do it. Because you are opening up a doorway to what I would call hell. Just because of my experiences, I've been thinking I was talking to a spirit, and it turned out to be a dark entity pretending to be that person. Kind of, I guess, feeding off our emotions to know what to answer and that sort of thing. And, you know, we didn't have a real spirit board. We used a cardboard flap that we made our own. And even though we sort of blessed it and asked them to leave, there was one instant where, out of the many times I did it, this was the one that made me stop. This was the one that made me finally shut out my gift as a medium, now that I know what it is, or clairvoyant. And this was, I don't remember how old I was. I was probably around 14, 15. And I remember me and my friends had did it in my room, and after like that sleepover, I can sense something stayed. Something very dark and evil and just heavy. I knew it, I could see it, because it's like it perched up in my corner and it just like watched me like this black mass. And I could tell because I was terrified. And this will get to my extremely crazy... Sorry, getting his toy. Getting to the extremely terrifying experience that I had and why I stopped my ability. I remember going to a fair with my dad and them, and I won a few goldfish. Nothing biggie. I loved them. I think I had like 3 or 4 of them. I can't remember, to be honest. I've tried to just like block that part out of my life, out of my memories. And some of my memories aren't really good from, you know, back in the day. But anyway, so I remember getting, you know, I had them in a fish tank, everything like that. And this was after we did that. That was after I could tell something was still here. I mean, I don't like any light in my room when I'm asleep. And this is where I had to have, like, light on, open my door, you know, because I was scared. I knew what was in there, and I couldn't get rid of it. So, anyway, I remember one night I went and looked at my fish, and I couldn't find them. Like, I couldn't find one of my fish, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't see a body, Nothing. You know, I thought maybe they ate them. So I was like, all right, well, I need to clean out my fish tank anyway, so let me go do that. So in the process of doing this, I put my fish in a butter bowl inside of my tub, so they couldn't go anywhere. And so while I'm cleaning this out and I'm in between, you know, my room and stuff, I go back in the bathroom and I find a fish on my floor. Okay, it somehow got out of the butter bowl, okay, which, you know, butter bowl, like regular butter bowl, it's not very big, and out of a tub that stood about this high, okay, so it somehow jumped out and landed on my floor. Apparently we have flying fish. And I was like, it kind of freaked me out, because I'm like, how the hell does this happen? I don't understand. Okay, so go on. I put the fish back in the bowl. While I'm cleaning out the tank, I found, I think it was like the third fish. I think I had 3. I can't remember how many I had. But I finally found the skeleton of one, and it was like buried under rocks. And I'm like, these are like little goldfish. Like, how that? I don't understand. Like, I really could not understand. Yeah. And so that was a little crazy. And then I go back in there, and one of my fish was completely gone. I looked on the floor because I thought maybe it flopped out again. Don't know how the hell it happened, how it got that far out, but we'll just leave that up for whatever. So I'm looking and I could not find this damn fish, okay? And in the tub we had, you know, the drain. It wasn't right there where the faucet was. That's where I had the fish. It wasn't right there where the faucet was. We had one of those drains that were kind of like in the middle of the tub to the back, because we lived in a mobile home. So I don't know. Like, the circle was about this big, and it had the cross in it for the drain, so nothing could go down it, really. Not the size of this fish. This fish could not go down that drain. I never found it. I was terrified. I was freaking out. I was scared, and I didn't want to tell, you know, my dad and them, because I was already different. And I got treated that way. So coming to them with something like this, it would have made my life a little worse than it was. And all I said was, you know, I didn't want to be there. I was scared, and I wanted to go to my friend's house and spend the night with her. Like, this was at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I did not want to be there. I cried. I was freaked out, guys. Like, and I already knew something dark was in there in my home. I don't know how it left. Don't know if it ever left. But eventually it calmed down enough where it was just okay again after a while. I don't know if I tried to tell it to leave. I'm not really sure. But eventually it was okay again. So that was kind of why I shut my ability down. I'd already had previous contacts during a ton of my dreams. I know that's when you're a little more open. When you're a little more open is when you're dreaming and spirits can contact you. And I used to get tons. I would have dreams every night of someone who had passed away needing my help. And I'd always wake up kind of drained. I'd wake up just feeling horrible and sad and wanting to go back to sleep to try and help them. But I couldn't. There was a lot of murders that I'd dream about. I'm not sure if any were true. In the dreams I would help them, but in real life I never really looked at it to see if any of these stories were true. I remember around the same time when I lived with my dad, like I said, I was kind of depressed for the situation, so I was a little more open to darker things, I believe. But there was this one instant I was walking down my rock road to the main road, which it wasn't even the main road. We had a set of tracks, railroad tracks, like behind the woods with a creek and stuff, and it was like, I guess it's called a trench. It's not called a trench. I can't remember what it's called. But it's what the bridge, or it's like a bridge. It's got a creek under it with rocks. And it's what the train goes over. But it's not one of those tall bridges. It was just something normal, you know, back in the woods. And I remember when I was walking down the road, I had like a vision while I was awake, while I was walking, of this man or boy, this male, just put it that way, this male, that had drowned in there. I had never been back there. And it was weird. I couldn't explain it, because I've had visions before. But I decided to ask my stepmom. I was like, you know, did anybody ever die over there? And she was telling me exactly what I had seen. Like everything. And eventually, a while after that, I did go back there and we walked, and she showed me, you know, some things over there, because we had four-wheelers, so we ride back there, so I seen it. And it was exactly like it was in my vision. It was crazy. Hey, baby. But, it was just intense. You know, I had the mother, I could see the mother was crying and things like that, and was hurt. And it was a little boy that drowned back there. Stop. Don't give me that. Give it to me. So, I've already kind of made this video a little bit long for you guys. I'm sorry. I do have a few other things I could talk about in another video. I won't do the other one tonight like I am with this one. Just because somebody needs a diaper change. Huh? You say hi? Say hi. You say hi? You say hi? He's so sweet. He likes watching himself on my phone. Yes. You say hi. Say hi, guys. Say please subscribe. Please like this video if you want to see more. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Say like my mommy, please. Alright guys, well I'm going to call it a night. I've got to upload. I am behind on the daily events. I pre-recorded them like I told you I was. I never uploaded them to YouTube to get them to send out on the days. So now I'm behind because I don't even know if I've recorded the daily event for 8, and I haven't even done it on my Facebook, and I feel horrible. I've just been going through a really rough time right now financially, and it's kind of hit me tonight, and I need to do some rituals or some praying to my goddess, because I really need some help right now. But I'm not going to unload that on you guys. But just keep me in your prayers, me and my family, and hopefully we can get things worked out and get back on our feet a little faster. So I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a good holiday. If I don't make any more videos before then, I should, because it's only the 8th, but I get busy. Who knows? Bye, guys.